Hello, welcome back. My name's Katie. This is our last 2018 makeup favourites video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about eyeshadow and lip products. I've got more eyeshadow to talk about than lip products, so we'll start with the eyeshadow. And I'm not going to lie, pretty much almost everything that I brought I'd consider favourites. I really liked. They're all palettes and they're actually all drugstore. I don't know why, but I didn't invest in a lot of high-end eyeshadow this year. I definitely am going to next year. I really want to pick up the Coloured Rain Pigment palette, but there's also some drugstore ones that I'm interested in as well. So I've actually got 8 palettes here, and I really like all of these. So we'll start with this one, and this one's a bit awkward because I don't think you can get this anymore, and it really confuses me because this came out in like, I think February, March time. It's from Makeup Obsession. It's their Obsessive Eyes Palette, and it has the most beautiful like marble packaging. And like, I feel like this was only like there for like a couple months, and then it just sort of disappeared, and I don't know why. Like, was it a limited edition sort of thing? If so, then that's a huge mistake in my opinion, because this is an incredible eyeshadow palette. Like, I don't like to use it on my channel though because it got discontinued so fast, and obviously I'm pretty certain you can't get this anymore. You might be able to scavenge around on like Amazon and eBay and find it, but it's definitely not on the Revolution website anymore, or on Boots or anything. But this is, I mean, it is a pretty, like, you definitely got like a lot of neutrals, a lot of warms, but then some beautiful like baked shimmery eyeshadows in it. This is a stunning palette and the quality is so good, and it kind of upsets me that you can't get this. Like, I'm just doing some swatches here and my hands are filthy. Incredible pigmentation, and it was super cheap. I think it was like a tenner. I don't know why on earth they would discontinue this. It's just bizarre to me, but I really like it, but I don't even want to use it now because I use it like, I use it for nights out sometimes, you know, I do use it in my everyday life, but I don't really want to use it on my channel or anything because you can't get it. Okay, so I did some research and I found out why the palette was discontinued. It's actually because some mum like complained about the names in it, because some of them are quite like provocative. So like, for example, there's one called Foreplay, MILF, Homewrecker, you know, quite like sexually charged names. And I think Boots and Makeup Obsession themselves just like decided to get rid of the palette because of the complaint about it. And obviously she was upset because her daughter had brought it, and I think she was like under 16 or something. And obviously, like, Makeup Obsession isn't like targeted at children or anything, but her argument was that it's because it's quite affordable makeup that children can easily access it. I mean, because obviously there's loads of like makeup brands like Too Faced, Better Than Sex, NARS, Orgasm, you know, those things that are quite notorious for their sexual names, but obviously they're more expensive. But I mean, I did a little bit of research into this, and the idea of like more affordable makeup having like sexually charged names definitely is not new. This is definitely something that happens. I went and did some looking on like NYX's website, Superdrug. I would have looked more on Boots, but their website is like impossible to navigate on now. And I could have found more, but I was getting a headache. As I'm doing this narration, you should be able to see that I've just put some screenshots of some affordable makeup brands with some names that are like quite provocative, quite sexual, definitely not appropriate for kids. So I don't know, I just found this kind of interesting. Like, I don't really care about it too much, to be honest. Like, I kind of get where they're coming from. Yeah, kids who are like under 16 probably shouldn't be seeing like those sorts of names. I get it. But I mean, I've never really seen makeup as something that's like targeted towards under 16s, unless you're in like Claire's Accessories or something. But this is obviously not Claire's Accessories. I feel like on YouTube in particular, pretty much all of the people that I watch are over 16, in fact, over 18. So, I don't know, it's a weird one. I kind of have mixed thoughts and opinions on it, but I just wanted to show you that this definitely, NYX in particular, NYX is crazy for this. They've got a lot of, some provocative names going on. But anyway, back to the rest of the video. So I'll talk about the collabs next. So I've got 3 eyeshadow palettes here that are all collabs with YouTubers, 2 of which I watch religiously. One of them I'm not too familiar with, but she's got a good palette. So I'll talk about hers first. So this is the Emily Edit palette, which I broke the mirror off. This is all it is now. It's just that there's no protection on it. I'm an idiot. I really like the colours in this because it's not like, you definitely got some kind of wearable shades, but then it's not kind of like the sort of colours that you see every day. Like, I feel like it's like this kind of limey green colour and this kind of lilac-y one, and also like the dark green. Like, they're pigmented. I never got the like hate with this palette. I've always found it worked really well for me. Like, hell, like that freaking dark green, that's so pigmented. But yeah, like these 3 shades in particular, like I feel like I've never really seen shades like that in palettes, so that's what kind of intrigued me about it. Right, there's that, definitely. I feel like that looks a bit patchy, but I find that a lot of mattes kind of swatch sort of patchy, but then you put them on your eyes and it's fine. I find that's quite common. I don't think swatches are necessarily the most accurate way to see how an eyeshadow is going to perform, but I mean, you can tell that it's definitely a pigmented. I've not had any issues with this palette. I think that there's just so much you can do with it. Like, you can go neutral, you can go adventurous. Definitely going to do 1 palette 3 looks on this. Probably going to say that about all of these palettes. I like that it's got a mixture of cool tone shades, like the kind of purpley ones. But then it's also got like some reddy warm shades as well, so you really could just do anything with this palette. About a tenner. I personally think the quality of them's great. I've not had any issues with it. So the other 2 collabs, so we've got Tammy and we've got Soph, who are both YouTubers that I really like. I love these guys. I watch them all the time. So I've not actually tried the Extra Spice palette. I don't know if I'm going to pick that up just because I feel like it doesn't necessarily seem too different to the palettes that I've already got. But this is the original Soph palette. It's just called the Soph X Ultra Eyeshadows, which I know it didn't come out this year, but I picked it up for the first time this year. Again, it's just got such a good selection of colours to play around with. They're really good quality, the pigmentation is great. Soph did an amazing job with this one. Again, you can go neutral, you can go fun and adventurous, you can just do whatever you damn want with this thing. There's some swatches there of some of the shimmery shades. They're so pigmented, they're so pretty. Ah, look at this. Look at that. I'm gonna do some proper swatches and insert them in this video somewhere. Ooh, that like greeny colour in particular. I need to use that some more. I'm just really debating, do I want Extra Spice or not? Do I want it? Do I need it? Is it too different? I mean, I feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel like it doesn't really look too different to this one. Like, it has got a few shades in it that look a bit different, like kind of there's like a bright kind of yellow in it. I don't really feel like it's different enough for me to want to pick it up. And like, I just love this one so much, so I just don't know if I really need it. Last collab, and this is my next 1 palette 3 looks video. I've been practicing with this one. That video will be up soon. But this is the Tammy X Revolution Tropical Paradise palette. I feel like this one like, I feel like looks kind of a bit like darker, but then it's vibrant at the same time. I feel like she definitely had in mind like darker skinned people, which is great because a lot of eyeshadow palettes don't think about that. So I feel like these are the sort of shades that would work really well on like deep skin tones, but then they also work great on like actual whiteness here. That's the thing though, if you're pale, anything's gonna work on you because you're literally like, you're blank. you're just white. Everything shows up on white, but it's more difficult to kind of formulate it for dark skin, but she's obviously done a fantastic job here. Again, they're just beautiful shades. You know, there's a lot of options there. You've got neutrals, you've got vibrant tropical colours. So I'll just quickly talk about these 2 palettes. I got both of these off of Amazon. They were really cheap. They were both about like £6 each. So this first one's called the Twilight Dusk palette from You Can Be. Sometimes the packaging is like different to what's listed on the website. I don't think it is with these 2 actually. I'm pretty sure that the branding is consistent on both. But I will link this below. I'm pretty sure this is a dupe for like something. I think it might be a Huda Beauty one. I'm honestly not sure, but I know it's definitely meant to kind of be like a sort of like a rip-off of some other palette, I'm pretty sure. But this has got some beautiful shimmers and a load of beautiful mattes in it. Very like warm tone, very kind of, you know, sort of thing you'd want to pick up if you're going on a night out. It's just got your shades that you need in it. Considering how cheap this is, I think it's really good quality, very pigmented. Again, there's some finger swatches there. Beautiful. The mattes and the shimmers are just consistently very good. This one is from a seller called Beauty Glaze. It's the Sterilitzia Textured Shadows palette. Everything is falling apart. So this one's definitely a more colourful, vibrant palette, but I mean like some of these shades are kind of neutral as well. Again, got the best of both worlds. I feel like that with a lot of these palettes. I guess I just seem to gravitate towards things that have colour and neutrals mixed together. But yeah, I was like shocked at how good this was. Again, it was super cheap like the other one, and oh my god, this red shade in particular is like amazingly pigmented. It's like a matte red, it's just so pigmented. Like, look at that. That is amazing. If I want a matte red, that is the one that I will reach for. So yeah, if you're on Amazon and you're just looking for some eyeshadow palettes, these are two that I definitely recommend putting in your basket. So I've got two more. I tried these in November, both of these, and I thought they are really good eyeshadow palettes. So I've got the Lottie London X2Lee. I don't know how you say her name. It's a, I think she's an Instagrammer. Living My Best Life eyeshadow palette, which again, this is definitely a more neutral one, but then you've got a few kind of blues in it, and like that minty blue I love in particular. I really liked the eyeshadow look I did with my first impressions in this one. I don't know why, I watch that back sometimes and I just really like how it turned out, but again, this is so good. It's about £8, super pigmented. I like that you got like a nice matte black in it. It's just got everything you kind of need in it. And also the Barry M Shipwrecked Baked Matte and Metallic Eyeshadow Palette. A reject would definitely be the Barry M Fall in Love eyeshadow palette. It's just kind of like a load of matte kind of warm shades. Didn't really get along with that one. I found it a bit boring and I just didn't think that the shades were all that vibrant and pigmented. This one, however, is beautiful. Again, I mean, you've got a load of fantastically bright colours in there. You've got a nice mix of mattes and shimmers. Super pigmented, easy to work with. Really like this. So all of these are drugstore affordable eyeshadow palettes, and I honestly just think that is so good. So I think it goes to show that you definitely can get really good drugstore eyeshadow palettes. You don't necessarily have to splurge. Definitely am wanting to splurge a bit more this year because I just want to try some more things, you know. But so this is kind of more of like a, hey, here's some drugstore eyeshadow palettes I recommend, as opposed to my eyeshadow favourites. Yeah, it's only really palettes I've got to mention here. So I'm looking at my lip products, and to be honest, I've been so boring when it comes to lip products. I don't even wear lipstick a lot of the time. What is essential for me is making sure there's no foundation on my lips. I'll always get a wipe and remove anything off, and I just feel like sometimes you do that and your lips just kind of look fine, just with their natural colour there. So like when I go to work, I mean, this is definitely one that I put on most of the time when I go to work. This is from Douce. I got this in a cohorted beauty box. I'm not sure what the name of it is exactly because there's nothing written on the tube, but I'll write a little caption of what it is. I've actually used quite a lot of this. I've reached for this one an awful lot. Don't remember when I got it. It was definitely probably early to mid-year, but it is just like a beautiful brownie nude lip product. So smooth, so creamy, but like doesn't come off straight away. Really nice lipstick. I also love that it's got like magnetic packaging. Another product that is really nice, and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I actually got this for Christmas last year, but I count things for Christmas because it's like the last few days of 2017, so I just count it as this year. So this is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Blonde, which I know this is popular with quite a lot of people, but first of all, it smells incredible. It smells amazing, and this is just a sort of thing where like I just throw it on and it just works because it's so moisturizing. Like, it doesn't feel heavy or clingy or sticky or anything like that. It kind of just feels like a lip balm. It's just so moisturizing, but then it gives you like a really nice beautiful sheen and just like a nice kind of healthy colouring to your lips. And I normally don't like glosses because I just find them sticky and but I like this one. It's just nice. It's the sort of thing where if I'm just looking at my makeup and I'm like, I don't really want a lip product, so I'll just put this on. The only other thing that I can think of is this from Barry M. This is the Matte Me Up Matte Liquid Lip Paint. When it comes to lips, I'm either like a nude person or a super vampy person. I do love a vampy lip, although I don't do it too often. But this colour is gorgeous. So this is the shade So Chic, and it's just this gorgeous like vampy, chocolatey brown colour. And I do quite like the formula of these. They're very opaque and they're not super drying. But yeah, I definitely feel like I need to wear that one some more because that's really nice. But yeah, like, to be honest, there's not a lot of lip products I've used a lot or been awfully mad about this year really, so those are just three that I could think of. Okay, so some eyeshadow palettes that I would like to try next year. as I said, the Coloured Rain Vivid Pigment Palette. It's hella expensive, but I think I'm going to splurge on it. It's like a birthday present to myself. So my birthday's at the end of January. I just saw it Make Me Up Miss It, like swatching it in a recent video, and it actually looked really good. I was like, yeah, I definitely need that. I also want to get the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette in Brights. I saw Vatela, she was talking about it in like her eyeshadow palettes under like a certain price point, and she said it was really good. So those are two kind of bright coloured eyeshadow palettes I want to pick up. Also from Juvia's Place, I want to try out the Douche, is it called the Douche or the Deuce? I don't know, palette. But it's like, it's just got some really kind of interesting colours. Like it's got like a limey green and like this quite fluorescent pink colour, and I don't know, I'm just kind of curious about it. I want to kind of pick that one up. Gosh brought out an eyeshadow palette recently, To Rock Down Under. It looks quite like warm and reddish. I kind of want to pick it up. I kind of want to try it because I really have liked the little Gosh palettes before. I've done a few One Palette Free Looks videos on them. I also recently been looking at some like kind of more indie brands on Instagram. I started following Trend Mood and I just noticed loads of eyeshadow palettes on there. So there's a brand called Pinky Rose Cosmetics, and there's one in particular I'm looking at called Obsessed, and it looks really nice. I think I want to buy that one. I saw this like eyeshadow palette on Trend Mood from a brand called Certify, and so I'll insert a picture of it on the screen, but I just saw the colours in this and I was like, that is such an interesting selection of colours. Like I've never seen like that sort of selection before. It looks so vibrant, and like the minty colours in particular look really nice. So when that one comes out, I'm definitely gonna see if I can get my hands on it. In terms of lip products, there's a few of the suede matte lipsticks from NYX that look kind of like interesting, the kind of colours, like the undertones of them, that I'd quite like to try out. I also want to get their Whipped Wonderland Soft Metallic Lip Cream set, which has like a bunch of different colours in, because I want to, you know, I feel like I should be a bit more daring and try some adventurous colours. That's all I gotta say in terms of eyeshadow and lip products. So that has been all of my favourite makeup products from 2018 in these 5 videos, and I will be doing a beefy ass video on foundations, which should be up mid-February. But yes, I'm looking forward to a brand new year of trying out some more makeup and finding some more favourites. So thank you for watching, goodbye.